Okay, you can see we've got Maizie on the trailer. And just as on the last video, I showed you how to get them out of the kennel and keep them under control. You want to do that exact same thing when you're in the field training. There's nothing worse than having the opening day of duck season or pheasant season. Somebody opens their box up and the dog is off and running and gone. You want to train the dog to be under control right from the get-go. If you want to get them out, get them under control, heal them a little bit, and then let them air or use the restroom, that's fantastic. But they need to learn from a young puppy that when that door opens, it's not a free-for-all, that they're going to be under your control. So we're actually going to, again, just get the leash in a P position, open it up, and we're not even going to let her come out until we have the leash on her. Good girl. And you can see she's in no hurry whatsoever to come out. She knows what the rules are. So, Maizie, heel. And we're going to go over and talk a little bit about our healing. Welcome back to another week of training Miss Maizie. Today, we're going to go to the next step of healing. The first step was just introducing the dog to the leash, making minor corrections that we may need to make with it. And that's what we've been doing for the last 2 or 3 weeks, is just that very thing. Just having her on the leash, walking her, all kinds of different situations, different areas, different noises, just to get her used to it and used to the leash, staying next to me, lefts, rights, backing up, going forward. Pretty much any scenario we can put her in with the leash. So if she does balk or have a hesitation, we've got this to help her through it and correct any problems she might have. Today, we're going to show you what the next step is. First, as you just saw, we get off the trailer and we walk at heel just like normal with the leash on. After we've done that for 15, 20, 30, 40 yards, whatever the case may be, and she is calmed down, feels comfortable, we're going to take this leash and we're just going to take it and wrap it around her neck very loosely. Take it and then tuck the end up underneath there to where it doesn't fall off, and then proceed again. The concept of this, or the idea behind this, is she still feels the weight of that leash on her, to where it's not like I've taken it off and she has a free-for-all now, but I have zero control. So I'm hoping that she'll stay with me. We'll see what happens exactly, but that's the logic behind what I'm doing. The other thing that I've noticed with Maizie, and since I've really been paying a lot of attention to her healing, is that I have a lot of voice control whenever we're healing. If the dog gets too far ahead, I'll growl and calm them down, bring them back. If they're too far behind, I'll raise the pitch of my voice and make it a little bit higher and move faster, patting my leg, trying to get the dog up with me. So those are things you may want to see if you're doing, because once you have the dog off leash completely, if that's your ultimate goal, you're going to have some kind of control with the dog whenever they're off. Just in case they do start squirreling around a little bit, you're going to need to be able to get them back. So let's go to the field and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. Okay, so we're going to walk a little ways. I hope you guys can, you probably won't be able to hear me, but just watch what I do and watch Maizie. She's doing really good with the healing. And after we heal just a little bit, you'll see me stop and I'll wrap the leash around her neck, and then we'll heal some more with her out of my control, unknowns to her. The other thing I want you to notice is whenever I stop, she stops. And that's what you want to do. I mean, obviously, when you stop moving, you want her to stop and actually sit down would be the ideal thing. And then when you move forward again, she moves with you. Again, whenever you get ready to move, always have the dog's eyes, if possible, and then followed with the command that you're wanting them to do. So, here we go. Maizie. Heel. Good girl. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. you can see Maisie's doing pretty good with that. This is not the first day that she's done it by any means. I don't want anybody to think that she's the wonder dog that just takes everything immediately. We've done this 2 or 3 days already. And again, in the beginning, she wasn't a whole lot different than that. It's just I had to encourage her a little bit with my leg, patting on my leg, and with my voice, you know, raising the pitch of my voice or growling at her if she got too far away. But she's quickly figured out what the game is all about as far as the healing goes. Next week we'll show you what the third and kind of final step that I do in the healing process, and then we'll have a dog hopefully off lead pretty soon. But this has been another week of training Miss Maizie. One tip I want to give you before we go though is as far as the sitting goes. Obviously she is already sitting fairly well. Let me unwrap this leash real quick. Sometimes people will say, how do I get my dog to sit and stay? It's like eating an elephant. It's one small bite at a time. So let me back up just a little bit, show you one thing, and then we'll be done for the day. Maizie, heel. What you want to do is, you want to actually have the dog sitting next to you, and the first thing I'll do is I'll just take one step right in front of them so they can see me from a different perspective that they're not used to seeing me, and I still have complete control of them with the leash. So what we'll do is we'll just standing at the heel position, turn, and just go right here. If she were to move at all, I can sit her right back down just with the length of my arm, raising that back up. We haven't done this a whole lot. We have a little bit, but you know, then you can get to a point to where you're dancing around out here some, moving back and forth, and then you can ultimately walk all the way around the dog and come back to this position. That's something that I would say, you know, take it probably a week to get to that point, and then you'll have a dog that you can start walking just a little bit further away. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not a quick process, but it is something that I think everybody can do. Everybody should be able to have a dog that can leave setting wherever they want to and go do something, and the dog should stay right where they are. So again, this has been another week of training Miss Maizie. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please post them on Facebook. And for friends who are not on Facebook that you want them to see the video, it will also be on the Wildrose YouTube page. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Maizie, Maizie.